You already know how to lay down rails and build your own train, right? But what if we take things to the next level? If you haven't watched part 1 yet, go check it out first. Because in this video, we're unlocking the real power of trains in the Create mod. How to turn your train into the absolute automation powerhouse. So the Create mod trains don't only have a transportation feature, because they can transport fluids and items from far away farms. And it's so easy. First, you need to place a train station block right beside the big storage of items or a farm of any item that you want to collect, and take your train there and press the space when you're near the station. Then watch where it stops and use portable storage interfaces to connect both the storage in the train and in the farm. You'll need belts and brass funnels and andesite funnels to transport the item from the farm vault to the train vault. Don't forget to superglue everything, or else the portable storage interfaces won't work. And after assembling the train, everything should go in the vault. Now, when the train stops, it refills, and then you're good to go. And the same with fluids. Imagine you have a builder's tea farm, which is a food in the Create mod, and have it on a fluid tank. Well, using the fluid portable interface that I didn't know existed for some reason, and it's the same process as the items one. The process here is to use a mechanical pump to pump all the liquid into the portable fluid interface. Then after you superglue the portable fluid interface to the train and assemble it, you can transport the fluids into the fluid tanks. And when you're done, you're good to go. These Create trains are more helpful than I expected. What if you don't have time to go and collect materials there? Well, there is a solution for that, and that is fully automating your train with help. But before that, I forgot. We need to actually connect another train to the one that already exists. So this one is for driving, and we can connect one in the back to place vaults and fluid tanks in the train. So it's pretty easy to do this. You will only need more buggies, but actually don't connect them because they will connect automatically when attached. So if you have a rail that goes to the same direction, you will have more blue spaces to put more buggies. And that's where you're going to put the buggies without connecting them. You can put infinitely if you have a large enough rail. You'll need to attach some kind of block or structure to the buggies, every single one of them. And when you have it, you can assemble the train and all of it will connect. So to automate your train, you will need someone. Yeah, a mob of your choosing. I recommend a cat or wolf or parrot, but even better, you can use a blaze burner. Yeah, we can ask this little guy for help. After you have that, you will need an item called train schedule. Now, train schedules are like a paper with instructions that you give to someone to do. If you open the train schedule and click on the plus button, you can add an action to the schedule. And you do that with the named train stations. If you haven't named any of your train stations, you might need to. So the actions that you might do the most is the travel to station. If you select a station with their names, it will travel to that station and stay there. Now, there are plenty of actions that you can place here, so I'll talk about some of them. First, we already talked about travel to station. This one lets your train travel to any station and do something in there like pick up items or fluids. Then we have deliver package. That is part from the new Create mod update that I haven't talked about. So basically this one lets you deliver items in a box to other farms or places. The next one is retrieve package, which is just the opposite. It brings items in a box from the farm or the place that the train went. The last one is that you can change the max speed that the train can go. Why would you want to do that? I don't know, but there might be something that you can do with that. So after you set up the first action, you want the train to come back or to go pick up items in another station. If you wanted to pick up more items, just place another action with the station name that's in the farm And if you wanted to go back, just place an action after the one that we did with the name of the station that is in your base, and done. But I'm still not done. If you see here in any action that you have, there is another plus button. And if you want to place a condition to the train action, you can. I'm gonna only talk about some. For example, continue if after train holds more than 10 buckets. So let's talk about some of these. So scheduled delay is the default one that makes the train stop in the station for a selected time. Time of day makes it so if it's a time of day that you've selected, will do a certain action. So for example, if it's 8 a.m., the train will do a certain action that you do. Fluid cargo condition makes it so if the train holds more than, less than, or exactly n buckets, the train will do the other action. The item one is the same as the fluid one. Player seated checks how many players are seated in the train. Chunks unloaded checks if the chunk is unloaded, if it can continue. You can make your own super train picker that goes and picks up items from giant distances, farms, and more. Now here I have a train that's going to pick up items and fluids into different stations and farms. And here I have the farm where it's going to pick up the items. Now if we just go and rename the stations, we can then place them in the schedule. So first, this is going to go to station storage and wait 5 seconds. But we're going to change that to 10 seconds. Then, this is going to travel to the station metal tunnel. It's going to continue if it has more than 50 items. So if it has less than 50 items, it's going to wait, and when it has more than 50, it will continue. Then for the last station, we're going to travel to station Spruce, and it's only going to continue if it's midnight. So if it's midnight, it's going to continue, and if it's not, it's going to wait until midnight, basically. So here the train picks up some items, and then when it reaches the station Spruce, because it's not midnight, it will wait there until it is midnight. So if we just set it to midnight, we will see that the train continues its path. And we can do some cool mechanism with this. So if you go crazy mode and decide to add some more trains that do more things, you can. But if you have a rail that intersects itself, the trains might crash. So the train signals are a block that prevents this. How? Well, first we're going to pick up the train signals and we're going to track the rail's path right before the intersection. So we place 4. And then we can place some Nixon tubes. This is going to be like a traffic light, but more complex. So if any train is in the green path, all other trains will stop and wait until the train is out of the green path. So this will prevent that the train crashes, and we can test it right here. So both trains go, this one goes first and that one waits, and then that one goes. So you can put this everywhere in your world if you have these intersections to prevent your train from crashing. One thing that you can't do is connect every path together, so it needs to be different paths, or else everything will be the same color and the trains will stop at random places. Now the train observer, what it does is that if it detects a train, it will send a redstone signal, so you can do like a bridge that opens when the train is nearby. And that should be everything about trains. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button, and now that you're there, you can also subscribe. And well, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.